Hi everyone, welcome to FISC Financial Studies classes. Today we are going to study CFA Level 1 curriculum reading number 32 LOS 4. Here we will learn how to calculate and interpret net present value, internal rate of return, payback period, discounted payback period and profitability index of a capital project. So let's begin.
So now we will discuss about NPV. So NPV full form is net present value. What we mean by present value is, suppose we have $50. So the value of $50 today is more than the value of $50 tomorrow. You can see a live example in your life itself that the amount of things you could have bought 10 years ago in $50, you can't buy the same things now in $50. The price has increased for those things, so the given quantity has reduced for you for the $50. That means the value of $50 has decreased. So that's why future cash flow we need to discount it by a number, by a rate, so that we can come to a present value, and the sum of all those present values is called net present value. So if we go for a project, that means that we are going to have multiple cash flows. Suppose initially I give a amount, initially I pay the amount for the starting the project, so that is the CF0, the initial cash flow, which is negative, and then I will get the payments, the income year on year. So those are the cash flows after the initial investment. So some amount would be in the first year, some amount would be in the second year. So we have to discount all of them so that we can come to a present value, sum of the present value of all. So now we have this sum of the present value, that is called net present value. So if that NPV is greater than 0, one must invest. If NPV less than 0, don't invest. So this is the basic funda of NPV. So if we go by formula, this is the formula of net present value. Here we can see that there are multiple cash flows. One is in year 0, that means initial cash flow. One in year 1, year 2. If it is negative, it means that we are paying. If it is positive, that means we are getting the money. So we are discounting the future year's cash flow. Since it is 2 years down the line, we are discounting it twice by the same rate. That's why 1 plus R, we discount it, we come to this year. Then again we discount it, we come to this year. That's why it is 1 plus R whole square. For the kth cash flow, kth year cash flow, we are discounting it k times. That's why 1 plus R to the power. Now we will look at an example, calculate NPV. And apart from that, I also want to tell you that this is the formula which we used to calculate on pen and paper. There is a simple way to solve it in the financial calculator, where we just have to put the values of cash flows and the value of discount rate R, and we will get the NPV. So I will explain you how to calculate NPV in the financial calculator. Also here we will look at a case. We have two projects, project A and project B, and we have cash inflows and cash outflows of both the projects. So both the projects has cash flows of 2000, cash outflow of 2000 in the year 0, and then for the 4 years they are going to have some inflows. Now we will use NPV method to calculate the net present value of both the projects, so that we can decide we should go for which project. Here we have cost of capital 10%. This is the discount rate which we are going to use in this capital project. Now we will calculate NPV of B in the similar manner we have already calculated the NPV of A. So NPV of B, you can see the cash outflow is 2000 minus 2000. Because we are outflow, we are paying it, it is called it is negative in the sign. And then the cash inflows come 200, which is divided by 1.1 because of first year discount rate, then 600 divided by 1.1 to the power 2 because of second year discount rate. In this manner we will calculate it, These are the values which is equal to 2098, and these are the sum of all inflows. This is our outflow, therefore the net present value of project B is 98.36. When you calculate it in the similar manner for NPV A, means NPV of project A, you will get this answer 430. So 430.37 is definitely more than 98.36. Hence we are going to go with this project. Now we will discuss about internal rate of return, IRR. So IRR is basically the rate at which the net present value becomes zero for any project. So that means that the cash outflow, which is CF0 in a normal project, and in other projects it is changing period by period. So the sum of all present value of cash outflow, which is CF0 in this case, is equal to sum of present value of all cash inflows. So this is the formula where NPV is 0. Now in this case, in these projects we can see that the cash outflow is 2000. So this should be equal to the sum of present value of all these cash inflows. So we will use this formula and then we will calculate the IRR. So on calculating the IRR, we find it 14.49%. We can't do it by pen and paper. We need some kind of calculator like financial calculator or an Excel function in which we use GoalSeek to calculate the IRR. Only when we calculate the IRR of project B, we find that it is 11.7. So in a case where we have to select one of these two projects, that means both of the projects are mutually exclusive, we will select a project which is having higher IRR. Now, there are cases when the projects are independent. So in that case, we go by company policy. Sometimes company gives this mandate, the IRR, select all the projects which has IRR of greater than 10%. So in that case, this IRR B, that means project B, also satisfy the condition, and we will select both these projects. So this is what we have to study in IRR, internal rate of return.
So as you can see here, we have this second project cash flows written and the number of years on which this cash flow has been incurred. And this is my financial calculator which I will use to calculate the NPV and IRR. So first we will, on this calculator, we will go to cash flows and we will clear all the previous computation. We have to put second and then clear work. So all these numbers would be cleared. Now we have CF0, that is the cash flow in the year 0. So we will apply 2000. Now this number is outflow, so we have to put the negative value here. Now enter. Similarly for first year cash flow, we will put 200, enter. If it would have been multiple times, we would have incurred 200 in the consecutive years, we would have simply increased the number by 2, 3, 4 according to the number of times the 200 cash flow was incurred. But this time we have only one cash flow of 200, so we are keeping it to 1. Now similarly 600 for second cash flow. Don't put any number in the F, that is the frequency. This is the cash flow C. So third year cash flow is 800. So these are our cash flow. Now we don't have to put anything. Now we go to NPV. They are asking for the discount rate I, which is 10%. We put it 10%. So the NPV, we go compute button. It is 98.35, same as what we calculated using the using our normal method. Now we will go to IRR and we will compute it, and it is 11.79%, same as our answer. So this is the way to calculate NPV and IRR using financial calculator. Now we will discuss payback period and discounted payback periods. So now we will study about payback period. Payback period is basically a method in which we determine in how many years we will get repaid for our initial investment. So in this current example, you can see that we are having the cash flow is 10,000 which we paid initially, and then year on year we get some inflows, so that in the fourth year we are going to be profitable. So for till 3 years we are not recovering our initial investment. That's why the payback period must be more than 3 years. So here you can see that 3 years we added, and then for the fourth year we divided the amount to be recovered divided by the amount we got in the fourth year. So the payback period is 3.67. Now as you can see here, we didn't discount any future cash flow, therefore there is an issue. There are some drawbacks because of this method. So now we will see what are the drawbacks. So here you can see there are 5 projects. Now in the initial project, in all the payback period, the payback period is minimum for project A. So by payback period we should definitely go for project A, but you can see here that the payback period is 1 but NPV is negative. So this is a loss making project. But if we would have just chosen payback period, we would have been in a very difficult situation. Now the other thing is project B and project C. You can see both has 4 years payback period, but the NPV is different. So if you choose payback period, then among these two you won't be able to differentiate between these two projects, but in reality there is a difference because project C is more profitable. Similarly, in project D and D, you can see that D has than the shorter payback period than the project E, but the NPV of project E is much higher. Therefore project E must be chosen, but if we just go by payback period, we would have chosen project D. And in project D and F also the payback period is same, but there is a huge difference between NPV. So these are the issues due to which payback periods is having a lot of drawbacks. Now we go to discounted payback period. Here you can see that the cash flows are same in each year after giving 5,000 as a initial investment. Now you can see that if we would have chosen payback period, we would have got the all amount in 3.3 years, but that is not the case because the 1500 in the first year is not same as 1500 in the fourth year, and we can understand it by looking at their discounted cash flows. The fourth year discounted cash flow is 1024.52, whereas the same for year 1 is 1363.64. Using this formula, when we calculate the cumulative discounted cash flow, we see that till year 4th we are not in profit. So using the same formula, we will calculate that discounted cash payback period for this project is 4.26 years. There is another terminology given in the curriculum which is called average accounting rate. This is the formula of that average accounting rate, but since it is an accounting number, so it is not basically helping us in any capital budgeting decision. And since there is not a lot of things given in the curriculum, so we won't discuss a lot on it. The last topic of this LOS is profitability index. Here you can see the formula of profitability index is PV of future cash flows divided by initial investment. We can also use 1 plus NPV by initial investment formula. So here you can see that it is 1.26. So the basic criteria of NPV profitability index is that if profitability index is greater than 1, the investment is profitable. If it is less than 1, it is not profitable. So this is what we had to discuss in the LOS 4. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe and share this channel and let it known to everybody in the world. Thanks a lot.